Hey, how's it going everybody? Sai here, and today I am playing Drox Operative. This game was released in 2012 by Soldak Entertainment. And honestly, in my opinion, it is one of the most underrated space simulation RTS strategy games that I've played. I picked it up for $5 on Steam, and it honestly is not that bad. Is it the best game ever? No. Does it fit into a little niche? Yes. But for what it is, for $5, the fact that it includes some co-op in there, I've played more than a few games with Zai, co-op and stuff, and it's actually fun. It has its weaknesses, it has its pluses, but I figured, this is underrated, and I don't think, honestly, a lot of people know about it, and I kind of want to shed some light on it, maybe do some videos on this game, maybe make a whole series about it, show it off for what it is. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. So as you can see, we got some little simulation of what the game actually looks like here. A lot going on, and honestly the scene that you're seeing right now is something you will probably see in the game as well. So we'll go ahead and click on play. I have a couple other ships here already, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make a new one. So at this screen, you've got a lot of different options as far as what your race is. Every race has a different bonus to it. There's just stories, but honestly, in my opinion, the stories don't really matter. In this game, your race isn't so much as important because you are a Drox Operative, so you're some sort of alien operative, basically, that goes around and helps other factions or races out. And so these are some of the races that would show up in the game, and you have to decide, in my opinion, you can do a lot of things: diplomacy, kill them off, make everybody kill each other, bring peace to the galaxy. You can do a lot of different things in this. There's diplomacy, there's sabotage, espionage, all-out warfare, planet killing. There's a lot of different things in this, and it's actually surprising for the game that it is. So, Human's one of my favorite races in this, but I have played some of the other ones. A lot of these, if you hover over them, does tell you what the bonuses do include as far as what each thing, because, I mean, looking at structural, what does that mean? Utopian. I don't think I've played with Utopian before, but I'm pretty sure Utopian is really good at defenses. I mean, look at that thing. That thing's like a brick. Let's see. Computer component slot, computer active, Utopian crew slot, +5 computers. And computers required increases attack, radar sensors, jammers, ECCM, stuff like that. Which doesn't make any sense to anybody right now at this point, but that's okay. Excuse me. So we've got the Hive. Hive is pretty decent. They've got a really nice structural helm points and stuff like that. The Drac, they're alright, but they do have an extra fighter component slot, which is little fighter ships coming out. So I think at this play, I'm going to go ahead and do a Drac ship just to kind of see how it goes. I think I've played as a Drac, but it's hard to remember because I have played more than a few ships around and gotten to higher levels. To note though, I have not gotten to like super high levels where I've been able to level up into like cruiser-like ships, and that's another thing I'll talk about here in a little bit when I get to the character screen and stuff like that as far as crew points and what all that does. So I'll go ahead and put in we'll name it Mr. Zai for my friend that is not here right now. And let's see here, I'm lucky. There are some other options here, but I'm not really interested in doing this. I mean, you can find less money in your bonus, but you get an XP bonus, but I'm not so sure if that's what I want to do. I'm more looking for a fun game here, so I'll go ahead and rotate the ship and kind of see what it looks like. Now, for this game, you can play with the number keys on the top and use the mouse to fly around, but my configuration is I have the WASD to fly around, move the ship, and then I'm using my number pad to cycle through these skills. On this, you can set up the sector, so if I really wanted a really hard game, I could put it at my starting level is 0, and they start at 24. I do not want that hard of a game, so I'm going to start at 2, since mine is at 0. You can change the pacing of the game, but to be honest, I'm not sure you're going to want to. Unless you really, really want it to be very fast-paced. More bonuses and stuff, but you gotta play at a faster pace as well. There is a sector size. I will leave it at medium. You could set it to whatever you want, and honestly, the sectors are very big, and I'll kind of show that off as well. And we'll go ahead and go do sector settlement at random, and we'll leave it at normal difficulty. There is a challenges thing here to where you can try to get 10 races and inhabit a medium-sized sector, which is absolutely ridiculous. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and create a new sector, and the game's going to load up here. I'm going to hide help topics, though, because I've played this game enough to where I do not need them. Okay, so this is pretty common. This is where you would all start out, and you want to go ahead and click on this gate at the start as well. Just make sure you activate it. So a little chat box down here. This right here is your ship itself with the level right next to it, and I'm a level 1 light escort track ship. I have shields, I have no armor plating, I have structure, which is kind of like hit points, and I also have energy. Little incoming messages of people telling you, hey, nice to meet you, you're gonna die. This also tells you their danger level, something about them, their traits, and their relation with you as well. So there's a relation system as far as with the diplomacy and stuff as well. Also tells you how many planets they have, the number of ships, and their technology level as well. So you can kind of gauge off of your first meeting some of the people, or even at later levels when you look at the diplomacy screen as far as how dangerous they are, should I mess with them, who should I do that. At face value, this game looks like a game that's just all about just shooting, blowing shit up, but honestly it's not. There's a lot more to it. Reminds me of like a space civilization kind of, without all the research and stuff. There is some sort of research to this, but it's a little more, I guess the term would be pedestrian. It's not very high level. So this right here is a planet, so I'm going to go ahead and click on it so I don't have to nav it myself. And so this is the planet screen. Sometimes there will be other options here as well as far as quests and stuff, but this is what you're mostly going to be looking at. So you got propaganda, espionage, sabotage, rumor. You can talk to them. They don't usually say much. And then you can trade with them. So this is kind of like the shop. Right now I have 0 credits. I cannot buy anything right now. Hold on. Before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and put these there. These are the 2 most useful boosts you'll have. It's kind of like just a nanite repair your structure and armor plating, and then boost your shield levels. Pretty good to have. You definitely want to keep up on those. And so this is my ship components. Every slot I'm able to put something in, but I have medium, heavy, and light, and also very specific components and cargo bays. So each has something that will fit into that slot. So right now I have a ramjet drive, which allows me to go faster and lets me have more defense. I have a laser, a cheap deflector, and then, which is my shields basically, and then I do have a fighter bay, which at early levels aren't as useful, but they get there. And then this is a crew member, and each crew member basically will give you a bonus of some sort. You can pay your crew as well, which will help them to level up. I'm not sure what the rate is there. I have not gone that in depth into that, but it will tell you as far as what that plus is, if you have something, if you can buy something that's better than what you already have. But since I don't have any money right now, I honestly can't do anything. So there's a stash here as well, so you can kind of share a stash between all your ships, and then you can also do that for just that ship if you don't want to hold on to something. I'll go ahead, and this is the Hive. In my opinion, in my playthroughs, the Hive is kind of crazy. So this is the relations tree, and you can kind of see where you sit with everybody, and their power rankings, their power comparisons. You can look at their planets, their ships, their techs. It's pretty even right now, thoroughly. So on the minimap here, you can kind of see that there's planets up above there. So I'll go ahead and fly up here. That's nothing. You kind of want to go around, explore planets, explore this sector, and the whole point is to get out of this sector to get to other sectors and just keep leveling up, making your ship better, finding more loot, and then basically getting everybody to murder everybody. That's my way of playing it, but you can go the diplomacy route, make everybody be friends. I cannot, I believe, one second, after I do this. Okay, so that is searching stuff. You can find little things like that. I did find a tiny cargo bay, which is cool. So now I have that. So 4 extra slots, basically. This is a RAM accelerator, so earlier I did say that I had a laser, that is my main weapon, but now I also have a RAM accelerator if I wanted to equip it, but it's a medium component, but I don't really want to. Lasers are honestly better in my opinion because they can shoot missiles out of the sky, or out of the air, and they just are faster rate of fire. RAM accelerators are good, they're a ballistic weapon, they do more damage, but their accuracy sucks in my opinion. And they're better if you just want to be a planet killer, which isn't what I'm going for. Not trying to, at least. Alright, so let's go ahead and see. Alright, so I'm going to keep probably this first episode pretty short. I'm not really going to do a whole lot. I'm just kind of go over the overview of the game. And then in later episodes, I'll kind of show off as far as going around doing missions and actual gameplay and stuff. So this is your character screen, which shows pretty much some of the things you already looked at, which was up here, but also has your DPS, your attack, and your defense, which also has telling you what everything does, your max speed. If it's in the red, it's saying that you are slower than you should be. And then the radar, which doesn't matter in some cases, but I usually go for the faster ships. And then you also have your crew points over here. Once you level up, you get 5 per crew point, or 5 per level up. Command, honestly, in my opinion, is the best one because you can receive a new, bigger ship, which has more component slots and more base structure. So I will usually tend to put a lot of points into command, that way I can just get to the next level and then put more shit into my ship. Which in some cases can be good, some cases can be bad. It all depends how you look at it. And then there's these resistances down here. There is other stats as well, as far as find credits, components, find chance, and stuff like that. Excuse me. Alright, so we can kind of also go back to the inventory screen here. And this is something that's important, is the power load. Basically everything you put into your ship takes away from your power load. But it also has a, if you're over it, you will be slower, energy regen, ship repair rate will all be penalized. So you would definitely want to keep an eye on that and make sure you don't go over it. But you also, with what you have, is a 0.36 energy regen for me from unused power loads. Anything you don't use goes into your energy regen. So it's kind of a do what you kind of want to do. So if you don't plan on using a lot of energy, you just want to jam all that into there. But usually I try to find nuclear reactors that I can put into my ship to increase my power load, so it's all just works a lot better. There's also a quest screen. I do have one quest right now, and we will most definitely get to that. And then there is the journal screen. And the journal screen is just a stat screen, basically, telling me, hey, this is what you've done, how many people you've killed, how much time you've played, your installed components worth, your inventory worth, strongest monster defeated, stuff like that. And don't mind me. There's a shipyard, and this is basically telling you how many of these ships you've killed. That's interesting. Or which race and everything they belong to as well. There is a mini-map. You can toggle it on and off if you really want to. And this is the map screen. Note that you will see several different colors up here, and the sectors are colored that way so you can see who is in the sector, who has planets in the sector. So right now the Dryad and the Hive are in the same sector that I am, and then the white is just unexplored planets. So if the Dryads inhabit every single planet in this area, which they probably won't, it's more than likely the Hive that will, because they spread like a hive, then you will have all green or all yellow or green, yellow, whatever, whoever's on what. You can go to the sector map, and you can kind of see how many sectors you found. And honestly, it's kind of hard to navigate this, so yeah, it takes a little bit to get used to. And then there's an in-game menu and stuff like that. But so, oh, and I'm getting attacked. So, alright, so I'm gonna blow that up. So these are pirates or raiders, whatever you want to call them, harbingers, and they will mercilessly attack you. So, as you see, I'm taking damage, but at early levels, unless there's a lot of them, they're not that scary. Not usually. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up these boosts and this credits. And this technology here as well, because that will be useful. So kind of go here. This is another thing. You can right-click to discover technology. And I found Laser Tech 1 level 2. Alright, you can also identify items as well that you have found. And let's go ahead and see what we got here. Is a budget battery recharger. So, now it gives me 1 energy regen, but it also takes weapon power load. But if you look at it this way, I have 0.36 energy regen right now. That gives me 1 whole energy regen. So I'm going to kind of just take that as a loss just by a little bit. And I think I'll call it good there. Because then I'm pretty sure I'm going to have... So let's see, it's going to be 0.19, but I have 1.19 instead of 0.36. So that's definitely a good trade-off in my opinion. So we're going to go ahead and hit 2. So I now have a little fighter plane that's following me around. Like I said, early fighter bays are kind of not the greatest, but it will follow me around and be a little protectorate. And it will protect me as well. So I'm going to go ahead and explore some planets out here because honestly exploring those is a good way to get some early experience points and items as well. The map is also plagued with anomalies and bombs and stuff, and you really got to watch out because that right there is a bomb. Alright, so I have found some stuff, nuclear missiles, I found some medium components as well. Now, I will say on the early game, it doesn't really matter as much as far as some of this stuff, so, like, it really doesn't. Some of it is... No, okay, so it says it's better, but I do like the -1 power load and 11% durability. That is nice. That one only gives me +7 max armor, so that's not that great, but I will choose to not put those in because it's a heavy component. You kind of want to leave some of those slots open, though, depending on what you're doing. There's a lot of options. I mean, you can have a fast ship, a slow ship with a lot of guns, a fast ship with no guns. Depends what you really want to do, but I wouldn't recommend that. But so I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here on this one. Just kind of a brief overview of a lot of the different things that you can see in this game. And then in my next few episodes, I'll kind of go into some more gameplay, maybe do some quests, some relation buildings, and go through stuff like that. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you next time.